tank enthusiast. This, of course, is Gamer 1745 here. I'm going to be playing some War Thunder. I hope you all will join me in at least watching, maybe a few playing. Right now we have, I think, one guy out sick, another guy out camping. So, and of course, the usual sort of, hey, I'm busy doing something. So I don't know how many people will be joining me in this today, but should still be fun. Just right now checking to make sure the YouTube's got it correctly. I hope. All right. Well. What? Says it's streaming. Says it's streaming. Yeah, streaming there. Reloading YouTube just to see what's up. Okay, I guess it is. I don't know. Let's try on. Let's to see if it's there. They're on Twitch. Yes, good. Well, okay. I guess it's just sort of me. Yep. Let's play the Puma. The Puma. Okay. Gamer keeps going back. How far back do you go to explain something? At the beginning of World War II, or before the beginning of World War II, Germany had two general types of armored reconnaissance cars, if you will. A four-rad or four-wheel armored car and a six-wheeled car. I think both based on some sort of truck chassis that were already out there. Not pretty sure, more sure on the six-rad, the six-wheel one. The six-wheel one, okay, and they were meant to be sort of light and heavy armored reconnaissance vehicles. The one that's in the game here that's of the light is the 222. Sonderkraftfahrzeug 222. They call everything Sonderkraftfahrzeug. Just, the six-wheel one was quickly found during the Polish campaign to be very good at cross-country operations. So it was withdrawn from frontline service pretty quickly. I think it was still a bit used in France, but so they switched over to an 8-rad or a 8-wheeled armored car. We're mounting a 20. Oh no. We'll get to where I can get the cover and. Stay around until we go. I guess we go. Something just shot at me. There's something right up there. Let's see if I can. Nope, can't kill it before it kills me. Definitely not. And they definitely were not meant as close assault vehicles. Hey, Jamuska! That bus doesn't look aged appropriate. Oh, yeah. And hello, Kenneth Workman. How you doing? So they developed an 8-rad, a 8-wheeled, like I was saying, armored car, heavy armored car. Primary mounting was a 20 millimeter gun. It had a fully enclosed turret. And it did pretty well, I think. Um, but, you know, there were problems with it. Some of it being um, uh, the Russian front, the Rasputina, the mud. And the Germans just not being overly satisfied, I would say, with just about anything moving. One way you can quickly tell the difference between the earlier version and this late version. When you look at the side profile, there's sort of two sets of fenders or whatever over the tires instead of like this one long one, sort of a forward and rear, if you will. Uh, and they made a few variances to it. Well, I also think there was some problems in North Africa with, you know, engine overheating and that kind of stuff as well, as you might expect. Listen to get this cat. And so they decide that they need another one, design a better one. Shit, that hit my engine. Hello, I see you out there. And at least I got you scouted before I died. Hey, Elizabeth. So they put out for a new development. Right here. Let's just go kill it. Now, Tatra, the Czech company, um, designed the designed the I think the engine, but definitely the well, see me out there probably. Yeah, and you got me on fire, but I killed you. Revenge. And I forget who, Moag or somebody designed the, you know, the armored chassis part of the vehicle. So it's a collaboration effort. And it definitely was designed with parameters to serve in North Africa. Well, by the time it's coming out in like 1944, there isn't very many German armored fighting vehicles in North Africa, as in none. So that requirement is no longer useful. The problem, as I see it, with that requirement is one of the ways that they deal with it is make it a diesel engine. To my knowledge, the Puma. That it? Oh, I lost my breech somehow. Okay. Where am I getting killed from? In Achilles, um, the Puma is the only German fighting vehicle that is a diesel. So you're now adding a new supply chain into your new supply chain or new fuel fund. Now, I don't know how. I know diesel engines were around, were used in a lot of trucks, but I don't know of specifically any trucks that were diesel. Now, I don't know that. And I say it that way because maybe most of the German supply trucks were diesel. I just don't know of them. Um, Not that they weren't there and used. But all the rest of these fighting vehicles that Germany builds and designs, to my knowledge, are the standard sort of petrol engine. I killed you this time. Let's see. Now, reconnaissance units are inheritors, basically, we'll all say, of the cavalry, where tank units are not so much. And this can be seen. I mean, it's not like 100% true statement. You shot me, but if I stay where I am, I'm still in line of fire. Already. So, particularly in the German army, the uniforms had piping, or if you don't know the term, colored cord. Is that right there? Oh, no, just a bush. I just shot at a bush. He's over near the bush there. Saw fire coming from over there in a dark shape. Okay. There we go.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Want to join me for the next mission?
Okay. What BR are you playing?
3-7.
Oh, 3-7. Hold up. Let me check if I have a 3-7.
And so, the piping on the uniforms for Germany, for reconnaissance use, they used yellow, which is, for most nations, the standard color for cavalry. Where the Germans used pink for armor. And so they're definitely, in their doctrine, using reconnaissance forces as if they are to fill in the old roles of cavalry. Now, cavalry did have the idea of charging and breaking of a unit. It's generally heavy cavalry or cuirassiers or other sorts of stuff. Units like that, sort of the continuation of the old Western European knight in heavy armor. but it had two other roles that were common. One was the role of reconnaissance, and two was the role of pursuit of a defeated enemy to inflict greater and greater casualties. You know? So, so what is your War Thunder name?
Oh, let me send it to you on the chat.
Cool.
Show chat. There.
Okay, I can do that. So that is. I invite you to squad.
Thank you. I'm ready when you are.
Yep. Okay, going in. So the more modern, hey, Jan or Extreme Finger, how you doing? Okay, let's see what we. I'm going to head north towards A.
I'm gonna flank on the Puma.
Cool. And so, with it, like I said, within Doctrine, there is, of course, unarmored reconnaissance forces, but armored reconnaissance forces, or any reconnaissance forces, will have two, like I say, two doctrinal in the more modern one. One is finding the enemy, reporting where they are, and also trying to, um, report the strength of the enemy. What type of unit, is it company, a battalion, is it tank, is it infantry, whatever. That's its main role. The other role is still the pursuit of a defeated opponent in a major battle when they are retreating, because you don't want to allow the enemy to retreat. You want to, because if he retreats, he can regroup and come back, and you'll just have to fight him again. So you want to pursue the routed enemy. So the reconnaissance forces, partially, well, at least you got him as well. You want to pursue him as well as pursue him, to capture him, to harass him, to reconnaissance him as well as he retreats. So you want fighting ability. Part of course, the fighting ability is, quite admittedly, just in case you bump into an enemy. But you're not designing the vehicles to. Well, that's a KV1. Just got.
I died to a 50 cal,
Yeah, that's.
but I still got him.
Yep. Just what happened there, let's see. Okay. Was two reconnaissance vehicles engaging each other, so. I don't want to go in front of this guy, so what do I do? The hill here. Let's see if I can get gun depression on him. He's I bounced twice off this at least. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yep. So you build your reconnaissance vehicles to, have some armor, some protection, but not try to use them like tanks. Charter terrain. Not well. I'm talking in the modern context here, and if we look at that, mostly they know what the terrain is before the battle started. They have maps. You go back earlier, yeah, Jan. They do have the idea of what's over the hill and worrying about that. And obviously, even in the more modern world now, we have satellite images of everywhere. We know what's, go on Google Maps, you know what the terrain is like.
Hello.
Hey, Eric. There was a great effort before World War II to develop maps. Germany was running around
Okay, we went right there.
making maps of everywhere it could. The British, once the war really broke out, were running around trying to collect all the maps they could, just travel maps, that kind of stuff, and use those to, make their own, and print up their own maps, but based on the travel maps. So there was a significant map making effort. The Americans went so far as to their plan, and they didn't want to just do it over like Normandy. They wanted to do it wherever they might, or they didn't want it, because if they were just flying over Normandy, they would tell the Germans, where they were going to go. So they were Northwest Europe. They were flying over everywhere, just photographing the entire place and using those photographs to make maps. That's where, like, Steel Division, oh, there it is. It's for it. Okay, it reaches out.
Okay,
Let me know when you guys are done with the game.
Sure.
I'm on a plane, so if you can mark any enemies.
Might try around that area. I'll just still be there when you get there. But... no, so you still have all those photos. They're even taking a bunch of the photos in 3D using two lenses, two cameras. Take the photo simultaneously, slightly spread apart. Get building heights and things like that. And you got to remember, I have not looked in detail into Germany's map making into the Soviet Union, but the Soviet Union wasn't that mysterious of a place to the Germans. Um, people like Rosenberg were born in Russia, so they had a lot of people that were born and raised in Russia. They occupied huge amounts, like basically all of Ukraine and other things during World War One. So during the Tsarist era. Oh shit, he got my barrel. Somebody got him good. I thought they got him. I don't know, they got somebody else. Dead sick. Now, what changes may happen from the end of the imperial era to the Soviet Union, they might not have known, but they had a pretty good idea of the terrain, where the towns were, what the towns looked like, cities, all that stuff.
Okay, so I have to go. I didn't know I had to go, but
Okay,
I
thanks for joining.
it was fun playing with you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Have
take
a good
care.
day.
Okay, you too.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
I'm looking at a really interesting video right now from the desert in 1941 of some German Panzer soldier, like a Panzer II crew. In the desert, they were hungry, so they decided to cook eggs, and all they did was just oil one of the hatches, and then just put the egg on it, and it cooked the egg. Wow, that must be really hot then.
Yeah, it was a bit warm in the desert. Why?
Do you want to invite me?
Yeah, I'm having one of these. I thought I figured out how to get rid of the.
Yeah, it looks like you've searched something at least, but
Yeah, I've searched something, and normally if I
and
still
then
have something in the
and then,
search line, it's just looking for it. Oh, okay, now I've
yeah.
gotten rid of it. Now, I don't know why that was still there. I
And what
don't
BR are you
understand.
doing?
Well, let's see.
I don't mind doing lower or higher BR. It's up to you.
I want to go up a little bit, but let's just see here. Um, yeah, yeah, let's just stay
Oh
here.
wow,
Let's stay here.
at 5.7.
No, three
Oh,
seven.
3.7. Okay, because you didn't tell me what we were going for originally.
Right.
3.7. All right. Should I do Japan 3.7? It's not too great.
Don't you have any air? Not in this current lineup, Kenneth. I normally don't play air. I do have, some aircraft, particularly American. I mostly got American aircraft.
Well, I'll try out Japan 3.7. Let's take a look and see how that goes.
I'm really more of a tank player. Okay. Not so much I don't like air. I just keep crashing into that thing. The ground, and I just don't do so well. It's not a don't like. It's just I love tanks, and so I spend my time playing tanks instead of trying to learn to be a good pilot.
Yep. I got the moderator dashboard up, by the way, gamers, so that if anything happens, I can
Okay,
respond.
good, good.
I'm gonna go A with the Chinu.
Okay, I'll back you up.
By the way, as well, you know the Hago Japanese tank that the light Japanese tank,
Vaguely,
the
yes.
one that has asbestos lining on the inside.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, the one that the Bovington Tank Museum had was actually welded shut due to the asbestos on the inside, but
Right.
now they've actually gotten it running,
Oh,
and
good.
now they've removed the asbestos lining and everything, so that it's
Yeah.
actually safe to be inside
And
drive.
and my understanding, yes, it was welded, but it was just sort of like tack welded, just sort of like
Yeah, it was more sealed so that the asbestos wouldn't, be danger to the museum.
Well, but yeah, so people weren't opening it up, climbing in it. Something.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's
All I know
my
it was
understanding. It
sealed.
wasn't like uh, welded so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
destructively welded. It was just
No,
sort of
they were planning on doing it, but they
yeah.
have now done it, which is nice.
Hey,
Because I think
Marcel.
it's the only running Chinu, or sorry, Hago,
Yeah, yeah.
in the world, I believe.
Bad about what's happening in the game. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I now that there's more people here, we're gonna be playing more.
Yes,
Otherwise, I
sir.
get
Yes, sir.
if it's just me here, there's nobody to chat to. Well, okay, somebody got one point
Yep,
five.
I got an AA in front of me.
Yeah,
He got me.
I don't think I want to sight on him.
There's an AA hiding on
Yeah,
that corner now.
on the eye. Yeah.
I'll try and come up in my Chaffee as well then. Oh, what happened just now? Okay, for a second your stream showed up as offline, and I was like, what the heck? But it's fine.
Yeah, I know it's Marcel. I'll just go with this thing. He came home from his canoe trip. I wondered if you were gonna be here at all. Because you have canoeing, tripping, camping.
Hmm.
And just if anyone missed it, I'm back at my secret mountain base.
Hmm.
Made
Was
it
the
there.
drive okay?
Yeah.
I'm planning on applying for 5 licenses soon, by the way, gaming,
Damage
which is going to be nice. Oh,
Yeah,
is there any enemies nearby, or do you want me to go for A?
well, I don't know that there's any enemies by. I
Well,
just got. Oh,
I'm gonna try it out.
they just fired at somebody.
That AA is dead, so I'm gonna try and get a. I'm gonna force them to have to move out because they're probably sitting and waiting for. Oh shit! T-34.
Interface that direction.
No pen, no pen.
No line of sight
Using
for
this
me.
truck as cover. He somehow didn't really hit me that bad. He only took out one of my loaders and my radiator.
Your
No.
position.
Okay, he just shot.
He hit the T-34. Oh, damn it!
He's right there.
Yeah, he's just behind the rocks from me.
I got a critical hit. His gunner's out.
Okay. There's somebody else around here too. I don't think I want to.
Yeah, that's the long barreled one that really pens. What else to go in? I guess I could go.
Not necessarily bunker. It's just the base of operation. And it's secret. It's in the mountains. I mean, the exact location is secret. Only known to a few select few. But yeah, I got to go. You mentioning guns, I got a lot to go pick up.
I cannot wait to. Yeah,
Okay.
I wish I could join you
not
there,
Eric, because Eric
yeah.
probably knows too many. Someone guess a gun that I have to go pick up.
Ooh.
Not Eric. Because
Yeah,
Eric
I
knows
know,
too much. Yeah.
I know too much.
Yes, I told you too many of them. Not ones that I already like, because there's a bunch I already have that you may know I have. But
There's some goodies.
guess something. At least one of them is World War II. One of them, at least the original, was pre-World War II. I have some that are coming that I don't think are there yet. Oh shit!
It's a numbered amount of weapons. Yes.
Oh yeah, no, it's not just one, guys. It's you can.
All right. Is there any more tanks by the eye?
Oh, there's a lot. There's one came out.
Boy.
A T-34 came out. Another one just got me.
Fuck! I missed. Uh-oh. Reverse. I'm in the Chiha long gun right now, so I'm kind of trying to see what I can do here in my predicament.
Okay, Jan, Elizabeth, Fritz, Marcel.
That didn't do anything.
Anybody out there? Kenneth, wanna guess on what guns? I may need to go pick up. I need to go pick up.
There's a tank coming up right here. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Man, they really have changed how these meme tanks, they don't do anything anymore. I used to be able to actually kill things in this thing.
Well, it also depends on how you're using it, and you know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, if you
I'm
were
using
back
it
on
the
the
same way that I
sniper,
used to.
yeah, I know, but you know, use it smartly. Like I'm back up here in the sniping position. Had you been up
Yeah,
here
but
and waited for them to come into your, you know, into
oh,
your
there was
spider
multiple
web
people when I
trap?
was pushing though. That's the thing.
Yeah. So this is going to happen. Any sight on anybody here? Yeah, he wants to play the guessing game. Must be a poor stream. Trying to work to get audience engagement, you know.
Yep.
Okay. No, what I'm going to go pick up, not that I already have. John, something I got to pick up. Something new that I haven't shot yet and got my dirty little hands on yet.
There's gonna be a T-34 hugging this right side. By the way, there's a guy on the ice as well. I'm just gonna ping it out for the
Putting artillery on this.
comrades. Oh yeah, that
You don't know.
T-34
Well,
died.
guess
Very
something.
good.
What might I have got? Not that you know. It's just like this isn't the quiz with a path like know what gun gamer has. No, what guns gamer might have bought.
You know yeah.
Like
might
tell
just
if you're
use this-
close or not, and then you can guess something that may be close or you know.
Or you can bribe me, and I will. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I wonder what kind of bribes you were willing to accept. That maybe we could share the bribe.
I wouldn't mind some 6.5 bullets. You know, that's a good bribe.
Hey, Michael Fox, how you doing? Rifle
Alright, I'll
SKS.
hold on.
No, not an SKS in this batch. No, but yes, right. There are rifles, either
Whoa.
technically or generally speaking.
I
Yes.
think there's a KV-1 somewhere.
Yeah, I'm pushing. I think one here. Let's see. He's backing up. I don't know what this is. Whatever.
Nice.
KV1, yeah, dead.
I'm gonna join
Yeah,
you to
there's
push
one.
the eye.
Okay, I think we have the eye clear.
Yeah.
I think I only went around one half of it, but
Yeah, I'm checking the other half. I'm good.
okay.
Now it's just get onto the point so we can decap.
Yeah, that's what I'm rushing for right now.
Yeah, I'm not too fast.
Because either that or we've already lost.
Uh-huh.
Lee Enfield. No, Lee Enfield.
It's a good guess, though.
Good guess.
They are nice.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a Mark II Star for sale here in Norway the other day. Alright, we're about to get some fun arty on us. The enemy actually does not have that much of, when it comes to...
Yeah, yeah, Michael. There's been a lot of debate being brought up about, are the National Socialists...
Gamer, tank right here. Just so you know.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die now, but just be ready.
I'm coming over the ridge here. I have no line of sight. Yeah.
It's fine, but get ready to ambush him.
Yeah. Okay, well, Yeah, he's peeked around. He sort of saw me. He's trying to tease out a shot from me. I've got artillery coming near his position, Eric. And a critical hit on him with artillery. I'm going to push up now. Don't know what I did to him. But it may have.
The thing
Wait
I
a
don't
minute.
understand about one thing I
Yeah.
don't like about AAs and how people play it. You guys sit and spawn and use AAs.
All right.
I feel like that's kind of a bad tactic. I think it's much better to rather spread around on the map so that you don't get bombed. So just stay on off angles and areas people don't normally move around on. So areas that really don't have anywhere that leads to, and then set up an AA, because a spread
Yeah,
AA is
yeah,
much
but
better.
I think the idea there with the AA, Eric, is if you're going after aircraft, you don't want to get out to where you're going to be
No, but you want to be
engaged by ground targets. You
yeah,
know.
but you
Yeah.
also want to be a versatile, so that an AA can still cap a point. People feel
Oh,
like
no.
it's
Oh, well, it
dangerous.
depends on how you want to use that AA. That's what I'm saying. If you're mainly going to be using it as a anti-aircraft weapon, well, then you don't want to be out where there's ground targets. But if you are going to be using it as a point capture, you're going to be using it as a tank destroyer, well, then absolutely you get out there and do that. But it depends on how you want to use it. So, okay, the National Socialists, are they left or right wing? National Socialists and fascists are different. I want to. The more I've looked into the philosophies, the more differences I've seen between the two of them. Growing up, and Michael Fox may already know this because he's listened to many hours of me speak. But it used to be presented that National Socialism, and I'm using that to try to keep the stream from being too, demonetized or hidden. And also to show off the socialism part, had been presented more as fascism plus racism. It is a different philosophy.
Oof.
All societies, to some degree, are a collectivist situation. No matter what the libertarians or the anarchists want to say, because you're living in a society. A society is a group of people. It interacts. Okay? So now, how much are you prioritizing individualism versus collectivism is a spectrum, shall we say. They like to use that term a lot in modern discourse, and I think it fits.
Ooh,
That National Socialism is a type of socialism. It believes in the collective ownership of the means of production in a sense, because people. Well, if private property isn't private, if the government can take it from you, well, then it's not your property. Well, in America, going way, way back, however far back you want to look, you can go. Well, you've got the ability to seize property, like to build a road. And I'm blanking on the particular name they give it, but so if you want to build a road through an area, now you have to pay the person in America. You don't just get to. I've got a talisman. This was. So you can there's always this idea of the ability to seize property if Well, there's been several videos, including yeah, however you say it, Mentaron. I haven't seen his video, but there's also TIK is talked about left and right wing for,
Mr.
as well
Socialist.
as alt what if altist has talked about it. Um, so so you can seize property in a liberal or or traditional society, shall we say. You could only seize property if there was, whenever you're ready, Eric.
Yeah, I'm just building a Russian
Okay.
lineup real quick.
Okay.
Just give me a minute. I'll tell you when I'm ready.
Whenever there's like a, and to the point, like for Britain, and because you had property rights that were coming out of the Middle Ages, which had communal use. So you had the property right of communal use. So, and like this is, I'm thinking of the Enclosure Act, meaning that this house had the right
Ready.
in the commons, in some common area, to graze 2 cows. Okay, that was its right, it property right. To take that away, you actually had to go to Parliament, and they had Enclosure Acts, and there was, supposedly compensation and whatnot going on, and I don't know the details of all the Enclosure Acts, but they were real. They weren't just, some sort of pro forma thing. So it takes a lot for the state in a traditional society to take something. You have to be criminal, or there has to be like overwhelming need for it. Where in the National Socialist Germany, they wanted or misuse of property for the common good could result in confiscation. And there was also huge amounts of controls what you could do with your property. So, and we're talking about generally property that's coming into significant scales of the means of production. So, and there were also price controls going on, wage controls, more so than just a minimum wage or something similar to that. So you get that, and you also have so you still have the idea of private management of property on the means of production, and you definitely have the idea of private ownership of smaller than significant scales of means of production, like an apartment, a house, a 1 or 2 or 4 man or whatever small business ownership. That would, you have that where you don't really have that under the idea of communism. But it definitely, the name socialist is real there. Where some of the people who I've been seeing critiquing National Socialism have been referring to that it was a planned economy. Well, there were definitely planning elements within National Socialism. They were doing a lot of trying to manage or resource distribution might be a good term in planning. But the way National Socialism was different than I can tell from fascism. Fascism wants a truly planned economy, where and like an example would be shoe manufacturers. You've got, let's say, 4 shoe manufacturers. They're all roughly the same size. So they should, and you need a million shoes a year. So each, shoot too high, each company makes 250,000 of shoes per year. And that way you've allocated, you don't have overproduction. No one is making 300,000 shoes and then having wasteful production of an extra 50,000 shoes sitting around that can't be sold at the regular price. So you got to discount it because again, that would be wasteful use of leather production, wasteful use of
Careful there, gamer.
Yeah,
You're attracting a lot of heat. Pull back for a little bit and let him push up because I got a good position.
No. I got shot from multiple angles. So
okay.
Be careful.
Right
off on the right.
I'm sitting. I'm
and
being
so,
a little bit of a cheeky boy.
So the idea with fascism is, why not figure out that you need 1 million pairs of shoes roughly, and you divvy up the market for it. Where National Socialism, as expressed by Mr. Mustache Hair Hitler, he wants competition, but he doesn't want. But what he doesn't want is exploitation, and that's where he will find critique with the two types. And Hitler very much had the socialist view of capitalism, because when a socialist, a communist, says he's a capitalist, what they mean is he's a person who owns the means of production, not he's a person that wants market competition. Okay, so they use the term in a negative sense as that person owns more than his fair share of coal, of a factory, of rental property, or name your thing, and he has a big capital stake. Not is he competing in the market. Where when a non-socialist talk about a capitalist, they're meaning somebody who wants market competition out there. Well, and the idea is that you can have a non-market competition, meaning, one company has the exclusive rights to make shoes. So if you're going to buy shoes, you're buying it from the Acme Shoe Company, and they get to charge whatever they want to. And this is how a lot of times things have been set up in Latin America. They often, a person will get a legal monopoly on a business thing, and not just because they own the one set of railroads in the country, so that they're the only one running trains on it. No, they get, you have a shoe factory. You pay the government a certain amount of money. Nobody else gets to make a shoe factory, so you will not have competition with shoes. And now you can charge what you want for shoes. Obviously, if you charge too much for shoes, nobody's going to buy shoes, but you can charge as much as you can squeeze out with shoes. And so this is where, so that is not what a capitalist in the Western market sense, because they want that competition to get either cheaper shoes out for the market, or better shoes out for the market, or whatever. They want that competition. So you have that. I know this isn't answering it, because it would, if we move this over to fascism, is fascist right or left? Well, fascism comes out of, Benito Mussolini. His parents are socialists. He's the editor of the leading socialist magazine in Italy. Is he right wing or left wing? Well, how do you define these terms? So I would define National Socialism. Yes, okay, get over. As a left-wing economic viewpoint, National Socialism is also revolutionary. It is not conservative. It wants to tear down the old order of, and build a new order. So it is not a conservative. Now, it is a family-oriented, where a lot of socialists are state-oriented. Who owns the children? Is it the government or is it the family? National Socialism is highly nationalistic, or if not hyper or ultra-nationalistic. Is nationalism right-wing? National Socialism is hierarchical. Is hierarchy nationalistic? So if, as opposed to leveling, and so like I say, so I see, you know, I see it as revolutionary. I vacillate, quite honestly, if I think it's right or left wing. At times I'm like, yep, listen to the argument. Yes, it's left wing because they are socialists. Yes, they basically the DAF. Yes, I know I'm being shot at. Oh, damn! I was hoping you'd fly over me and get him. But, the DAF, the Deutsches Arbeitersfront, has a representative in every significant business, and he tells, if you want to call it, the owner or the management, because sometimes these are, massive shared ownership situations, meaning stocks. People own stocks in it.
I just killed 3 guys. Come on, guys. We gotta take C point, man.
Tells the management what they're going to pay their workers. What are the working conditions of those workers? He informs the company, oh, well, you're going to pay this worker this amount of money. So it's basically a political commissar, to sort of use the, the communist term, is in every factory, the DAF is. So, is that right wing? Man, we've got aircraft all over our team.
Yep, but I've killed everyone on C, so really, once my engine's repaired, I can move.
Yeah, well, all the enemies gone into the aircraft, so...
Yeah, but we have lost half of our team. They still have full... Alright, I'm gonna try and go for it. I'm gonna wait for this next flyby. Now go. They're going on other targets. Go, 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 go. I'm gonna try and at least decap C point, and if I'm fast enough, I might be able to decap B point as well. We'll see. I might get aircraft though. If I get strafed, I'm dead. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Chaffee inside the forest south of C. All right.
Can you be right? Can you be a right-wing revolutionary? Not a counter-revolutionary, but a revolution. Because National Socialism was not counter-revolutionary. That'd be the people that I forget just which party, but the guys that were supporting the return of the Kaiser, Hindenburgs. We're losing Eric.
I know.
Yeah, we're
every single aircraft is shooting at me, but since I'm the armored version of the I just got Punisher. I don't know what that is.
So
what is that?
It's a muddle, I guess, would be the final answer on. I mean, because I can continue to describe left and right wing elements.
Have you ever gotten this award before, game of Punisher?
Oh, probably. I don't remember it though.
It's destroyed the most vehicles that are 1.0 battle rating higher than your own.
Oh, that's pretty good. Pretty good
Yeah,
achievement.
and it
I
gives
presume I
and
have,
it
but I don't
yeah,
know.
and it gives 5,000 silver lions actually. So, and also playing, I also got a what's it called? I killed the T14 prototype assault tank in these Zis 30, and I got another 5,000
Well,
just
good.
for killing it because it was what was it? Skill matters, which is
Right.
nice.
We are playing at 3.7 KSP Gaming. How you doing? Okay. Let's try this again.
Mhm.
So it's a muddle. It doesn't.
It's a spectrum, as you said earlier.
Well, yeah, but it's.
There's no you can't really Venn diagram this either, can you? Or can you Venn diagram this? Is that
Well,
what you mean?
yeah, a Venn diagram might be sort of a kind of a way to do it. Maybe not with actual circles, but overlapping shapes.
Yeah.
If and because you have the sort of square, left, right, up, down, kinds of diagrams between authoritarianism and um, uh,
Going south, by the way.
yeah, I will too. Um,
I'm bringing a
uh,
special vehicle for your stream that's never been seen, or that doesn't get seen much in this game anymore. It's, you can't get it either.
uh, authority versus liberty, and what's the other one?
0.3, it is really good because it's not a lot of vehicles are able to what's it called, reliably pen this thing. So it's really nice, and you don't have to angle with this thing because all the front plates are angled for you.
Right. So,
The
Michael,
only
do you have an opinion? Is it right or left? What side were you arguing on? But yeah, you can continue, Eric.
Yeah. So the weakest side on this thing is actually when you're front facing someone, you actually want to move the gun so that that front recoil plate, the covering the recoil spring, is
Oh.
not facing the enemy because that's actually the weakest part of the tank. So if they shoot in there a nice APHC round, your whole turret's dead. So what I normally do is I shoot and then I move my turret, shoot and then move the angle the turret, and that way you can actually get quite well in this thing. If we can get to our regular spot here, gamer, if you know what I mean,
Yeah.
this thing can do really well.
I'm trying to head
But-
there, but we do have an enemy somewhere here. Just somebody.
And I am very slow, so I'll be there in like 5 minutes.
That's fine. I'm trying to clear the way.
Did you do something to your mic, Eric?
I switched back to my old mic because my other mic that I had recently actually broke. So
Oh, okay.
I'm using my old Audio Technica, which is a nice, old, reliable, good piece of tech. So I don't know if it's worse quality. I apologize.
No, it's a little bit louder. That's
Oh,
all.
okay. Yeah, just adjust my level if you have.
Yeah, I already did. I was just curious.
No, yeah, National Socialism. Okay. What was Hitler's sort of term? He called it Jewish Bolshevism. Oh, he just lost my gunner. He's straight down
Yeah,
the way down
I
here.
think there a guy on point or what?
No. I'm looking straight at him.
I
Here.
heard a shot hit right nearby here though.
You're still
Yeah.
playing 3-7?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I hit.
Oh,
I'm bringing out my.
He hit.
I like that my Soviet lineup at this point is just a bunch of Lend-Lease vehicles. I have a
Okay.
Sherman. No, I don't have a
There's an
Sherman,
archer
actually.
down this way. Straight. My gun pointing straight at him. If you see my body.
Uh-huh.
I don't disagree with.
That
Especially.
archer's dead.
So what is Hitler's objection to communism? Okay. First, it was it was created by a Jew. I mean, anything created by a Jew is inherently bad, in his viewpoint.
Yeah, be careful what you say there.
Yeah. Again, we're talking about Hitler's, not mine. I very much disagree with at least some of this stuff. Some of the stuff I will agree with, like it is internationalism. It wishes to break down national identity. So communism does. So he disagrees with it on that standpoint. Yeah, front. Good turn. So he disagrees with it there. He agrees with it on its on his critique of capitalism, like I was saying, of exploiting the worker. So if you see communism as a remedy to exploitation of the people, he would agree with it. But he also sees that it goes too far in the both leveling, because Hitler liked or wants achievement by people, by individuals. Hitler liked the idea that there is market competition.
Oh,
But it
gamer,
can't...
there's someone on point.
Oh, yep, turning around.
If you can deal with those,
Yeah,
I'm at my position.
Yeah.
I'm in my spot, so I'll call out if there's anyone coming. I've turned
Okay.
off my engine as well.
Okay.
Full silence.
Or you can just kill them, of course.
Well, yeah, they're coming, so be careful. There are people right by me here, so you might get shot in the ass here.
You're just supposed
Nope,
to kill them.
you're not. There's a crusader.
Japanese.
Fuck! He got my turret. And there's a Stuart. Alrighty then, boys. We're doing what we're normally good at. We're doing the wiggle.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Just tell me when you're done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hitler hates much of society. Is that... Uh-oh. How did Eric...
Yeah. There was I had two people on me, by the way, gamer. The Stuart
Well,
and the Crusader.
I
Both have been
I didn't
reduced.
think it would be easy to kill Eric, but...
I was being constantly shot at, gamer. Okay, and then my
Okay.
gun, my
Well, I didn't say-
my
I
turret
look at-
was out.
I didn't say it
So,
was
I
easy,
think-
but...
No, that they really struggled to kill me there. The thing is the Stuart got me right where I told you guys about the front plate on the turret. So I was trying to, and after I realized that, I started angling, and they couldn't basically pen me
Okay,
until they were point blank
I
shooting at my
got both
turret
of
ring.
your tormentors.
Good. I'm on my way in my Panzer III now.
Oh, okay. There's somebody back on C. I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm
try
on
to
my
hold
way.
down the thing. You
Yep,
clear
you
out
stay
C.
there. I'll push. Yep.
Yeah, I don't. We don't have much time, and our team's dead. Oh well.
Yeah, I might be getting spotted here in a sec. We'll see.
Yeah, they're pushing our
Trying-
spawn.
So I'm
Oh,
trying to
wait,
sneak
what?
by.
Yeah, it's like Eric, anti-aircraft gun, and an aircraft or something like that is left. We've gotten stopped.
Most of them have left. It's a Matilda. What was I just fighting against? Oh, I took out his turret.
Did the whole reproduction
There you go.
get into normal?
Take that, sure. The Russian one's better.
Did they take out the premium whole reproductions and put it into the normal tree for Japan?
I don't think so.
The production's always been in the tree. The prototype is the one that's the BR or the premium version.
Oh, the prototype, right? Yeah.
Well, I killed an archer.
Okay. Well, I'll cap the
Yeah.
point and then just speed towards B. I'm
Well,
gonna get killed any moment.
yeah, just hold
Oh.
C.
Something is on their way there, gamer.
Yeah, hold C.
Something just passed.
I just got shot in the back of the turret. Turning around, and I got shot again.
I don't know what
Okay.
that was though.
Now that I
What
have
was
armor,
that?
it's a British
Oh, it's a
thingy.
Valentine. Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh.
And the Valentine is deed.
Easy deed.
And I don't have a breach anymore. It's a machine gun, and I died to a shark.
It's a machine
dead.
gun.
I think You know, I think we need something better than the
What is
French,
it?
the French Estates General description for right and left. That's because those that supported the king were on the right side of the hall. Those that supported or were against the king were on the left side. And that's how we get right and left. Um, I think we need a better definition of or
Do you have one then?
I don't know that we do. I mean, because I can define that. You know, we can look at the organic society versus the contract theory of government. Those are two. You're one or the other, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to invite Jan.
Yes, I will.
I'll go to the bathroom while that happens. Bear back.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to take that long? Damn.
We have liberty versus authority. Because you know, often people, especially coming from the American perspective, military for it now. You can have what is functionally democratic government that is people are voting in, you know, people that then make laws that are very constraining of liberty. You know, are very authoritarian. You know, sort of an authoritarian democracy. Hate speech laws would be one of them. You know. When you know, this is just a recent personal aside here, but watching some clips from one of the debates, the current governor, I forget of what state, but somewhere in like the Midwest.
Waltz, you mean?
Waltz, yes, Tim Waltz.
Mm-hmm.
He in his debate stated that there's restrictions on free speech. You can't yell fire in a crowded theater. No, so he's trying to become the vice president, and he's a current governor, and he doesn't fucking know the law. The Supreme Court overturned that original ruling that someone used an example of you can't when there was no fire. It's not, oh well, if there's a fire. No, you can now go into a crowded theater where there's, you know, a lot of people and start screaming fire when there's no fire. That is constitutionally protected speech, even when you know that there's no fire, even when it's there. The only speech in America that can be curtailed is speech that is in pursuant of a crime. So if I was saying here, organizing up a flash mob to go rob a store, not a flash mob to do a dance in a park, but
That's what I first thought.
Yeah, but a flash mob to go rob a store. That would not, because that is speech in planning of a crime. You know, not just it might not. I don't know if it comes under conspiracy and the idea that we're doing this out in the open, but or if I'm not saying something like, oh, I wish he were dead, or I would like him to be dead, but actually, like putting a bounty on somebody's head, calling for a criminal violent act, that would not be protected. So you have to be under the U.S. Constitution. I know Britain doesn't have that, but you have to be, in a way, not just, oh, I wish there was a revolution in America. You have to be literally calling for and planning of a violent overthrow of the government, not a political, voting revolution to then change the Constitution. So it needs to be in further, and I'm sure there's more nuance from what I'm saying in different cases, but it has to be not just criminalized speech, but speech in furtherance what is a
Inciting a criminal activity.
yes, and so like if it comes to the point of inciting a riot, that would be criminalized. So
Yeah, that's actually
we
one thing.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Just with the whole thing with the riot thing,
Right.
everyone here in Norway is led to believe that, I don't know if you know about this, and I don't know about this either, but you know the whole Trump and the whole the riots in when was it? I don't
January
know when it was.
6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he actually? Because I know from what I remember, he didn't actually go say do that, right? I
No,
believe was
he
trying-
actually released a statement saying go home.
No.
Yeah, but the thing is people here, in at least maybe here in Europe in general,
They've been
from
lied
the-
to. They've been lied
yeah,
to.
from the people that I've been told or talked to is that because he said it in that way, that
It
he-
could be
don't
interpreted
do
as
it, don't do it, no, go home. You know what I mean?
No. He very much in his statements about going home. It was very clear. Now it was in minute. It was pulled from Twitter,
and such.
and it was then not allowed to be put out, so that the narrative, what you've got, is what becomes the narrative, not what was really going on. Now, earlier that day, he said, I think words to something like that, let your voices be heard, at his rally that was, over at the Lincoln Memorial, right next door. So he was calling for the voices to be heard. Nobody, he might have, let your voices be heard by the people in the Capitol, or words to, that effect. But
it wasn't word for word.
But it wasn't in any way an instruction to go storm the Capitol.
No.
And I don't, I'm lousy. Anybody who really knows me at quoting things. So
I think.
So I remember the exact quotes. I'm bad on, and I'm not the person to do that well.
Well, I think one of the more defense or attacks against him is that the message that he threw out on Twitter came like 6 hours later.
Well, one of them was while it was still going on.
Yeah, but
at least one of them was, and he gets banned from Twitter because they want to shut him up. They just want to shut him up, not because the only reason is after the event. They call it an insurrection. Is that there is a post-Civil War insurrectionist law that says that you cannot run for office or something based on it. So they needed to label that as an insurrection in an attempt to keep both him and other supporters from being able to run for offices. So that's why they call it an insurrection.
Wasn't also their video proof of a leader kind of person who said we should storm?
Yeah,
storm
there's a guy that for Ray Epps is who you're talking about.
I think so.
Yeah, no, that's who you're talking about. Who only very later got charged with a very, very minor crime, and didn't do any time in jail, and is thought to maybe have been a plant.
Federal agent.
Well, some sort of plant, because he's the day before he's going around spouting this idea. So
genuine question then.
Sure.
How, if someone, let's say, would try and say, yeah, but he what about these uprisings? He told them to go do that. What would be a good way to counter that?
He told everybody to go home.
Yeah. Okay.
Literally told everybody to go home. And trust me, he meant it. I mean, and if you look because it was a video tweet. It wasn't just him tweeting. He was standing like in the Rose Garden or whatever at the White House, saying, "Everybody, please go home. Remain peaceful. Go home," or whatever words Serious
Yeah.
words to that effect. And
'Cause
that's what
yeah.
gets taken down within like a half an hour of it being posted, if not
'Cause what
within. I mean, it may have been 5 minutes. I just
Yeah.
don't remember
'Cause
that.
one thing I've noticed is when I've actually started researching a little bit on, I don't research much on Kamala Harris and all that, but especially Trump and all that, because he's a very interesting figure.
Of course, yes.
Yes.
And I personally, I don't agree with everything he says or does, but I also agree on a lot of he says and does. He does a lot of good, but also is a bit of a wacky person, in my opinion. And but
He's
still,
kind
it's
of a
very
silly guy.
he's
Yeah.
a silly quilly. But anyway, what's just interesting to see is how different he is portrayed in here in Europe, or
Right.
this side
Oh,
of the
well, you see, right now we are. This is the strangest election I would say in my lifetime. I mean, you could always say that. I have a choice of 2 Democrats for president. I have Kamala Harris
definitely, yeah.
and Donald Trump. I do not have a Republican choice for president because Donald Trump is a Democrat. Donald Trump is a lifelong Democrat. He is just a sensible Democrat versus the crazy Democrat. Yes, Trump is running as a Republican, but he is, in my opinion, very much a Democrat. He is an old school New York Democrat.
He's gonna make it back to his base.
And so, and that. So but get back to the earlier point is, so you can have a democracy that votes in anti-liberty laws, shall we say, anti-free speech or anti, like the Californian governor has just banned. I don't think it's come into effect. Plastic bags in grocery stores. First, they ban light little plastic bags and require you to charge 10 cents for a thicker gauge plastic bag. So they're not only you can't give it away free, you must charge 10 cents. That is an authoritarian. If you could
wait until you know how much that's here in Norway. Plastic bags.
Right. Wait.
$30.
Let me say it correctly. A fascistic, not necessarily fascism, but it has elements of fascism in it. A fascistic law that you are. See, it is now hazy.
Hold on. I
Yes.
will not say that it's fascistic. I will say more authoritarian.
Well, okay. Here's how it's fascistic. It's very corporate. Both the corporate of the government, the corporation of the government, working with the corporation of the business, requiring these 2 corporate entities. One of them is requiring another corporate entity to do something. Yes, so it is both. It is also authoritarian. I'm not saying it isn't, but it is because it's telling a corporation how it must do its business. It must charge if it's going to offer them. It must, and it's also giving the price. I don't know if it says it can charge more. I may have like a minimum of 10 cents or something like that. But it is not just simply saying an authoritarian might be, if it's pure authoritarian, said because I do have left wing relatives, and this one works for Caltrans. If you knew how many these light, flimsy, fly away in the wind, plastic bags we pick up on, on the highways, blah 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 blah. And I said fine. If that really is a pollution issue, you could ban those, but you're also requiring the company. The company cannot decide to go, oh, well, I'm just going to eat the cost of the 10-cent bags because my customers either expect it or I will be in competition with somebody else. And hey, bags are free here, that kind of thing. And it's another
If you
thing.
can get that archery on. There's an archer on
Yeah,
sea. If you can try and
I'm holding
I'm trying to gun run in.
I'm holding a can of Coke in my hand, and it doesn't have a pull tab on it anymore.
He's facing.
When I grew up, it used to have a pull tab. You would reach in, you'd pull it, and it would
Like,
come
our
off of
gunner.
it. Now I have a sort of an opener that
There's
presses
another
in,
guy I see.
that presses in
Yeah.
the
Good job.
the thing, and
Behind that rock.
it opens. So
It's
there is an opener on it.
No,
And
that's not
that
the
is-
Argent. That is a Italian.
That is also
tank.
a government mandate to stop having pull tabs. What? Oh, there is somebody over on Twitch if you want to ban them. You get done with the mission.
Oh, there is? Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it now.
A bot.
Let's see.
he's right
How
there.
do I do this in the new thing?
So,
Um,
but they don't ban bottle cap, whether it is the metal bottle cap on a glass bottle or a
On a
plastic
Coke.
bottle cap. Hey, hello, Subblocks. How you doing? Oh, or
Hello.
a plastic bottle cap on a plastic bottle. So
my turret's out.
So they have
Oh,
banned an aluminum pull tab from my Coke can, but if I have a
Got him.
bottle,
With a
I can
turret
have
destroyed.
I can have a screw cap that comes off and I can throw away. So, yeah, I used to find at the beach lots of. My parents were metal detectors. They would find lots of pull tabs on the beach, and you don't find them anymore. So yes, you may say that's a good thing, but it is an authoritarian thing. So you can have democratic authoritarianism, and I've just explained a couple here. Now you might go, well, it's helping the environment. Does that matter? It's limiting, and the way they get away with this is business licenses. They're not really banning flimsy plastic bags. And I don't read the details of the law. I just know it from like liquor laws and other things. Is what they do is to have a business license in the state of California, you cannot blah 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 blah. The plastic bags. So if I wanted to go buy a bunch of plastic bags and go hand them out to people, light flimsy things, that's not a crime. It's perfectly legal. It's just if I was a business, I can't do this, and that's why I say it's fascistic. Is that you are not only you're talking to a business, a corporation. You're not only proscribing not to do stuff, you're also telling what it must do if it wants to give away bags. And you have to also charge for the paper bags. You can no longer give away free paper bags. Subblocks moved over to Twitch. Cool. I presume it's the
Or
same
those
person.
McDonald's straws.
Well, the
Those
straws.
plastic fucking straws. And,
Yeah,
and,
the straws,
And then, the switch to paper. I hate it. I hate it.
I'm now in my secret mountain base, which is, I will say, it is in the state of Arizona. But I stopped at a McDonald's just prior to crossing the border to get lunch because I just drove here yesterday. And there was a nice little placard below where you pick up your meals at McDonald's. Due to, I believe the term was regulation, we will not give out straws. I'm sure I'm getting some of the details wrong. Plastic forks, condiments, or something else without being requested. So they will not just include that in the bag, put in some ketchup or something just in with your fries, just because you have to request it because of government regulation, not because what the business wants to do.
Yeah. By the way,
And so-
as well, with the whole paper straw thing.
Well, the paper straw thing is a terrible thing because it was made up by like a high school student and it caught fire, and so it's not even realistic.
And the glue, and I was gonna say the glue has recently found out the glue that's used for the paper straws are not good for you. Like actually really bad.
Right, and so they're doing all of these bad things, and yes, it may be implemented through a majority democratic, I don't mean like as in the party, but through a democratic process. So how is that, so democracy does not equal freedom. Um, uh, a a non-democratic, because if you want to say authoritarian is somebody who, well, I don't, again, how do we use these words? Does not mean anti-freedom. Like you can have like a dictator or a king. This is, if you listen to the Democrats, some of their complaint is
Keeps going offline and then online again.
Yeah. I've also been.
I thought it was
noticing
on my end, but every time
Right.
I've refresh.
right.
Once it's been every time you refresh, it's back up again. But something's happening where it kind of loses the connection and it goes offline. I don't know what it is.
I think YouTube
It-
is.
Okay, is this
Maybe it's
YouTube
a
or Twitch?
restream.
Well, yeah,
Twitch,
for
Twitch,
YouTube.
Twitch.
And also for
Oh,
YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, okay, it might be a restream then.
It might be a restream issue, and it might also be I was having a little bit of issue, so I turned off my antivirus stuff for the web protection. That was going on. It might even be that I'm up at my mountain base, because I wasn't sure last night why. Even though when I did internet speed test, I was having good speed.
Yeah, it looks like you have okay internet when it's up, but it looks like, and I don't think it's the internet either. I think it's just something that it's almost like it's a belt falling off of its like trolley, if you know what I mean, kind of. It's fine, but it'll just fall out, and then when you refresh, aka put the belt back on, it's fine. And it's really weird that it's happening on our end. I think it might have something to do with Restream, possibly, because that's what you're using to multi-stream.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's my ISP. Well, in theory, it could be my setup. It could be my ISP. It could be Restream. It's because you're seeing it both in Twitch and YouTube. Then it's probably not either one of them specifically.
There was also an M10, I think.
That M10's dead.
Okay.
But something's shooting us from the mountains, and I see it. It's a Swedish or Finnish AA.
Yeah. I died to him first.
I can't. It's a 40mm. I really don't have the gun depression for this.
And
I'm about to die.
Liberty doesn't.
I'm sorry that I'm not able to kill him.
Liberty doesn't require
I think I might be all out.
a say in personal liberty. Doesn't require a say in government. Meaning you can have a dictator or a king or whatever deciding what government. Going back to Trump is. So I don't know if they're code wording it to their people's democracy that Trump is going, that their project is working on creating a people's democracy that Trump is endangering, or if when they're terming our democracy, they're worried about Trump is meaning our bureaucratic state, because I don't think Trump has any serious plans of curtailing personal liberty. He might come in
but that's what Americans think.
Well, that's what they're trying to scare Americans with.
Yeah.
But we'll see what he's more likely to come and do is fire a bunch of government employees and just use the power of the presidency, where it does have some of that. And I don't know what he can do entirely, but abolish, work to abolish departments, work to fire people, work to get rid of, government employees. That is what I think they're afraid of, but they want to make it out as if.
Oh my God.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
As if that's going to, be bad. Well, yeah, it might be for them.
Bad for them, yeah.
I'm doing
But
some mountain climbing right
Trump is not basically none of the stuff that I know that he's really proposing is going to be curtailing personal liberty.
now. Or being pushed on
maybe,
that,
maybe on the abortion issue. Maybe.
Trump has stated he will not sign, he will veto any abortion ban. So
Really?
yeah. Now he can only do this for national abortion bans. He says it should all be in the state. So if a state wants to ban abortion, go ahead. If a state wants to have abortion, go ahead. You just can't you can't ban it nationally. And he has stated this, and I'm sure the pro-lifers who that's their their big, not that they don't have other opinions on politics,
okay.
but that's their big issue, are not happy with this. But Trump, like I say, Trump is an old school New York Democrat. He is not out there to ban abortion. He put in judges that didn't protect the Roe v. Wade, which is not the best setup of law, and they got rid of Roe v. Wade so that there was no federal protection for abortion. So now the abortion issues need to be fought, at least under Trump, state by state. He will not put in a national abortion ban, and I believe it. And the reason I believe this is he's saying this, and he said it even during, when there was still a theoretical primary against him. So I see him very much as a, not an endangerment to personal liberty. At least not like, everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, so, how do you judge, and like we were talking, I think it was last weekend or whatever, about conservative versus, okay, I see your name, yes. Different ways of using the term liberal, whether we're talking about a classical liberal or just somebody who is generally liberal wanting to, try new ideas versus a conservative. Because in the American political spectrum of elected office, it had been, both parties were liberals. Because Lincoln's, onto the modern Republican Party, they were liberals. They were just conservatively liberal versus liberally liberal. Oh, hey, let's try this new thing. Okay, that was sort of the Democrats. The Republicans were, nope, it's not broken really. Let's not fix it. But they were trying to conserve a classically liberal system. So that is how we get, yeah, I'm going to get Subblocks in here. Research for him. I see his name. That is helpful.
What is your War Thunder name?
He's given it to me.
Oh, okay.
He's given it to me through there. Got an invite to squad. I'm just sort of full on. Oh, membership. We'll see if I get you into the membership. Maybe. Just not going to dig into it in the middle of the live stream. And the maybe is more.
Oh, nice. The bot that just posted a message? I actually did a full report and it's already been removed off of Twitch, by the way.
Cool.
I just got an email from Twitch that your report has led to the removing of a user. Okay.
Nice.
That's how you really kill.
Yeah, but they'll just be back 5 seconds later with the nuke.
Oh yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
But not much. I have max war bonds, by the way. I've had it for like multiple years. I just need to level up and then I can literally just buy any vehicle that I want at the top. Like really, but all the vehicles that are on the thing right now is boring. I kind of want to get
the big thing you got to remember is you also need for that thing the
levels, shop levels.
Shop levels, but also special tasks, either 10 or 15 for the vehicles.
Yeah, 10 or 15.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah. So you really have to go through those special tasks to get that.
Yeah, I never really do that. It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's not worth the time. If you think about hours like an hourly job, how much it's worth. I think that's how they calculate it, is like an hour's pay for an hour's, like, if it's worth more than, like, yeah, it's, I don't know if you can see where I'm going with this. Like, it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
okay, it's
yeah.
$20, but you have to do 5 hour or more than multiple hours of grinding. It's not worth it. Just buy it. I think that's
Right.
what they want you to do, right?
Well,
They kinda
of
make that
course,
connection.
of course, they want the people who are gainfully employed to spend money on this game. They want the people who are students or people who are, yeah, they're employed but maybe not at a great job. They still want them to play, so they give them a path to getting these things, path to play.
Yeah.
So,
And then you have like the children that can play 24/7 when they're home from school.
well, that's what I mean. Like students, just
Yeah.
people who are not,
Yep.
gainfully, employed and are making, disposable income.
I'm playing, what's it called? I just keep thinking how old my Steam account, or this War Thunder account is. Like, oh my days.
Oh. So,
Back on ye olden days.
Yeah, I'm at level 96, so I'm closing in on level 100.
so how do we categorize between, all the different political viewpoints? What is the
Maybe colorize it. I don't know. Use color instead of left or
well?
right.
That's what.
Like the political compass is.
Well, yeah, and that's sort of what, brown shirts, black shirts. Though, are black shirts fascist or anarchist? I don't know.
I
Wait,
don't remember.
seriously?
What?
Is it seriously? Are you really considering that black shirts aren't anarchists?
Well, Italian fascists were black shirts.
Yeah.
But the color for anarchy was traditionally black. Oh.
Black and red, right?
No, I don't think there was a red. But maybe. I don't know.
I think this is my second time playing this map.
Maybe I'm getting it confused with anarchy communism, because if you go anarchy liberalism, then it's black and yellow.
Yeah.
So
I
I
see
think
tanks
I'm
already.
confusing that. But I always considered
That's an M10.
it a communist idea.
Now, Rudyard over at What If All Pissed asked the question, or have asked the question of a lot of conservatives that weren't fascists or national socialists, which would they prefer, communism or fascism? And almost invariably they say fascism. So that was sort of his, well, then that means they're right wing, as sort of a definition. Now, what I would say is why a lot of conservatives would rather be in fascism is that it at least makes sense. Where communism just is loony.
My God, that is such a nasty shot! Holy shit! I just shot through a millimeter crack in like those concrete cylinders. That guy must be fuming.
Now he's going to come and get revenge.
Yeah, revenge bombing.
Well, no, that's the purpose of the game, is to get destroyed and then come back and get revenge.
Oh man, that guy looked at that kill cam and must have been like, "Oh my days."
We just happened to do it with tanks, but that's the purpose of this game, is you go get killed and then come back and get revenge.
Or kill them all and have the hype of not dying.
Yeah. But that is a hype of not dying. You're absolutely right. But that isn't the real reason. This is a game to get revenge.
Maybe for bad players. I'm kidding.
What?
That's a
Damn.
joke.
Okay. Let's see.
That's a joke and a half.
I'm on my way, Jamer.
I got him. There's another guy over here. Shoot, I think he's Swedish. No, he's a
Yeah.
tank destroyer. Got his gun crew.
I'm trying to spot. I'm trying to bait.
Got his breach. Got him again. Ah. Hello.
I'm kind of. I don't think I've actually ever played on this map before.
Well, I'd be surprised
Is this
if
a
you
new?
had. Well, it's 6 months
I
or
don't-
more old.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, maybe you just haven't been
main
playing
road,
enough.
Main road. Yeah, main road. It's some sort of crab, I believe.
I got a
there's a guy that-
I got a 222 out here running around.
Hey, Fritz.
Hey, Frit.
I can't really do much. I'll try my best here, gamer. I'll
You
deal with
do it.
this.
I'm
Chaffee?
shooting the. I guess he
He's
wouldn't
yeah,
hit.
that Chaffee's disabled. Worry on that 222. I'll deal with the Chaffee. That Chaffee's dead already.
Yeah, there's an N10 over. Oh, you got him. Nice, gamer.
Okay,
my
I'm on my way
artillery
to.
gun, good.
I'm gonna try and go
Oh,
over to you.
here he is.
gamer.
He's down here. He's down this area.
Yeah. You cannot worry. Don't have to worry anymore. I'm watching that way. So if you want to focus on the main area, I'll focus on the 222.
Okay.
What lineup do you play?
We're
Uh,
right now.
3
We're right now
seconds.
mixed, but we don't. We'll get you in soon. We don't have an open slot right now.
Yes.
No, but 3.7, yes?
Yes. 3-7.
All right. Oh yeah, he's gonna pop out there now.
Yeah, he's shooting at me now.
You know what? I'm gonna push the main road here. He's gonna probably.
This actually
You stay there.
Oh no!
Oh.
Up on the hill.
Almost
Up on the hill. M24 got me.
Yeah, took out a critical. Driver gunner.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
just
on
waiting
fire.
for that 222
He's
to
also
be a
on
sneaky
fire.
little fuck.
Okay, I'm going back to anti-air. That's my mission.
Oh, I
Shoot
just
down
got
enemy
bombed.
aircraft.
Wait, I'm alive? That bomb didn't go off. 222 went left side. Sublocks.
Is
Oh,
this
he's on me.
M22 still alive? Or did it die?
I don't know. Oh yeah, there is one right there. Sublocks on my ping. On my ping. Shafi, I believe. Lining up a shot. Got him. Yep.
I'm gonna have to do some testing to see if this was a
Thanks for the assist there. Another tank coming right there.
restream or
He is critically injured.
my.
He's dead. One more tank. I'm gonna move to this. I'm gonna move around a little bit. You bait fire. You're heavier armored than me.
Was a
Thanks for the assist there. Another tank coming right there.
a
I'll try and
restream
do a little bit
or
of a. He is critically injured.
my.
He's
Where
dead. One more
is
tank.
he?
Whoa! Where was that?
Please don't bomb
I'm
me.
gonna move
Please
this,
don't bomb
I'm gonna
me.
move around a little bit.
He
You
did
bait
not.
fire. You're heavier armored than me.
But I do think I'm.
Oh, he was on us.
trouble.
There was a salve on us. All right. But 5 kills in a Valentine is not bad. Holy moly.
No, definitely. And especially in that Valentine.
Yeah, it has no
It-
fucking explosive filler.
Yeah, it is just basically AP rounds.
Yep.
No, 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 no. Fuck, I'm dead. Oh.
Do you? What is in there?
Booted up
Oh,
Star
Eric.
Wars: The Old Republic again. Yeah, what?
Nice tractor you got there.
Dude, this thing is, in my opinion, one of the best tank destroyers in the entire Russian lineup for its BR.
I was just about to say, yeah.
It is so dangerous. If you
Wait,
set
what,
up
you
in
play
a
Russia?
yeah,
Well,
this
we're
30.
we're playing a mixed squad right now.
Yeah.
But if you
I'm
use
playing
this
as,
30 and you use it to its effect, which is ambushes and quick relocations, you can dominate the battlefield. At least dominate a point.
Yeah, I dominated point. I will not
Or-
say dominate the battlefield, but
Well, it depends really. If it depends on the map. If it's a map that you can, like the don't remember the one with the huge height advantage with the one point on the cliff that looking over all the other points. If you set up decently
Poland?
there,
No, he's
No.
talking about the one where the height is in the south and the 3
Yeah.
points with the railway bridge on the far end. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about,
Okay.
Eric.
if you go there and you set up in that right spot with the ZIS 30, you can basically lock down half of the map, maybe even the full map.
So long as no one shoots you,
Oh yeah,
because you have no
that's
protection.
the thing with the ZIS 30 is
You have no protection.
you shoot and scoot.
Yeah. Or,
That's literally what it
from
was.
artillery.
Boop de scoop.
No, it wasn't. It's a mobile anti-tank gun. You gotta
Like here's that Sav, he's about to die. Boom.
in real life. You've got to stop. People get off, stand behind it, and use it. It's it doesn't actually work quite the way.
Yeah, it should have a setup time or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because that recoil on that thing would be too much. Because you actually, I think, put down little legs. But it'd be no fun
Yeah.
in War Thunder.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would be
it's definitely faster than setting up a towed anti-tank gun. It's not as fast as using something like a Martyr that you just stop and
Okay,
you're good. Versus the. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a lot of variable.
sublocks.
With-
There's a guy,
with-
an M8, I think. That is just moving between us two.
If you just give me a little bit of moment, guys. I'm right now dodging the entire rage of the enemy team right now. Oh, I might die here.
Okay.
You don't see me, little M10!
You're very excited, I see.
No, it's my Oh yes, shoot him in the ass. I'm baiting. Shoot him.
I don't have your visual.
Oh, he got me. There was a Swedish tank literally with the entire ass towards the entire spawn point, our spawn point. He got shot, but no one did any damage. But I don't care. Let's see. Well, let's go in the T3.
I think he took the loud roll from our Swiss guy that's not currently here.
Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like I've had to do it. Yeah, apologies. No.
Well, we did have one complaint here that I was talking too much history and wanting more talk of the battlefield, and I think Eric took that to
Really?
heart.
Yeah, definitely.
There was one that complained about history talk.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
tank history. It wasn't even politics or anything like that. It was pure tank history that I got a complaint on. So.
Gamer, you know what you could do is, in fact, you could rock instead of when you die and you end up at spawn like you're doing now. It's not very riveting streaming gameplay. No offense.
Yeah, I know. I
would-
know.
I rather
was hoping,
better-
if there's
bigger brain is,
aircraft coming in, then it is riveting gameplay.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're now relying on others. You must control your fate, gamer.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to do my dailies here. And
Yeah.
I want to shoot down aircraft. And, if there was, you're right. This is boring. I'm not disagreeing with that. It just.
Maybe we should do a thing where.
If you want a standard War Thunder YouTuber, you don't watch Gamer, right?
Yeah.
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 There's an M4 and a
but
Panther
also
4J.
this
I
is
think.
also hopefully
Yeah,
enough
I'm
of
gonna
watch TeamG and listen to TeamG play together, not just a person.
Sometimes it feels more like a podcast than a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
Every podcast would be better with some tanks in the background.
That shell
Yeah.
shattered? Are you kidding me? Okay, that's not a good shot. Oh god. This Panther 3 is not good against the Panzer 4. Oh my
Wait.
god.
You're using the Panzer N, right?
Yeah, no, it's ow. It's
Doesn't
it's
it
the
have it?
Panzer
Have
3.
it
No,
Well,
this is the. I don't know what version this is, but it's the long. Or
you're using a Soviet captured version of a Panzer III against a Finnish version of a Panzer III.
4.
Or Panzer IV. Sorry, you're right. Yes.
Yeah, the really.
Hey,
got-
gamer, there's a light
Yeah.
truck. Nice.
He died. Somebody
However,
else
I
him,
just
but
got
yeah.
bombed, so I only have 20 or
Okay.
yeah. I only. True, true.
Soviet versus a Finn using German tanks. Yes.
Yeah. Only reason why I use this is it's actually very close to the configuration that Norway had our Panzer IIIs, except for we had the short-barreled ones. Actually, no, yeah.
Yeah,
The
you
end,
yeah,
I think.
because no, you had both. You
We
had
short
both.
and long.
You
Yeah.
had
So
both
this is
50.
actually,
You had both 50 millimeter and, or at least were captured because
Yeah.
I've seen the stuff from the.
yeah. Because I'm rocking the 50 mil right now, and
Okay.
honestly, I prefer actually the Panzer III end gun because that thing with heat rounds is really nice.
Yeah, it rocks. It does.
All
rock.
right. I'm not gonna stay on the point, guys. That's not my my odd job.
Well,
I'm just gonna
yeah,
decap
yeah.
it.
We're
Are you not gonna get your crew back?
I didn't lose any crew.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I got bombed, but I only lost my tracks and my radiator.
Let me see.
Things that apparently, according to real life, can be replaced in 30 seconds. Oh, tank,
Ah.
tank, 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 tank. Shh.
there's actually several of them out there. Be careful. I got shot at by two of them in two different angles.
Totally
So
Yeah, I'm just poking one. I'm just poking one.
Wait.
He's on the map now. Swedish Sherman,
Hey.
I believe.
A Swedish Sherman? Okay.
Yeah, if I
there's
can
yeah,
oh,
there's
he's showing his entire side to me right now,
yeah.
but I'm not penning. Oh, I'm about to get shot. Oh my days! He missed. I think I have a faster reload
I
time.
scouted
than the
him,
Sherman.
so
Okay, I'm pulling back now. It's a
Yeah.
Sherman, short barreled, if you know what I mean, like not longed.
Standard barrel.
75.
Yes.
Here we
Standard barrel
75.
75.
But I really can't. Yeah, I can't do anything against that. Because it has it's the Panzer III or the Sherman 3 turret, but the Sherman A4 hull. So that thing is kind of hard to pen.
Well, yeah.
And then I have my T26, the prototype of the, or yeah, I think it's the prototype of the T50 with more angled armor, which I call the baby the baby T34.
oh yeah, the T126, yeah.
Yeah, T126. At its BR, it can basically.
I got
surprisingly-
you,
if you have
killer.
speed,
Yeah.
nice. It's good
It's
at bouncing.
easy. There's two things that keep me playing. Well, one thing particularly. Well, two things that keep me playing War Thunder. One, my love of it, and two, Sundays. Enough of you guys come and play along with me that make it fun. So I know this isn't getting the best
Having
views.
fun?
What? My strategy games on Saturdays actually get more views. Okay, Fritz, that means we have room for you.
Amazing, I'm ready.
Okay.
Are we changing up anything, or-
Amazing.
Wow, I got a 50% discount on the
Okay.
P47. Wow.
From squad, and we're going
Wow.
to bring in Fritz.
I
So,
am
yeah.
hearing some feedback. Is that you, gamer?
No, talk real quick, Jan.
Yeah, what?
Hello.
Oh, it's Fritz.
Hello?
It's Fritz.
Oh,
It's
Fritz,
me,
okay.
yes.
Yes.
Headphones
It's
are
a me,
preferable if you can.
Mario.
If you can.
We
But
have
yeah,
a-
so
we have some Vlasov guys with us. And some
Mhm.
Japanese
yes, we have
what is it called?
Kamikaze.
Exchange tankers.
exchange tankers.
Yes. Exchange students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Learning from the best.
America, yeah.
Yeah. So I've sort of given up on the idea, at least for Sundays, of trying to do a big audience. It's just, if you guys keep hanging out with me, I'm going to keep doing this. But
Yeah, totally understandable.
and yeah, and periodically, like a new regular Dino Felis has become a regular here, and so we do need to grow because not everyone is always going to be here, So
Yeah.
Mhm.
and some
'Cause
people
we
some people
lost
like
some
Eric.
time.
Eric
Where do we
will. I'm going towards the south of the map. Some people like Eric will fade away for a while, and then he'll come back, and then he'll fade away. And so, if I just relied on Eric to be one of the four, he wouldn't always be here. So
We're up tiered.
because he'll
247, I think.
he'll
Fun.
burn out, and so getting some new people in are good. Yeah, I
Well, it's
didn't
more
mean to
that
make it
I've
sound
been
like
very
I was
busy,
telling.
yeah.
Yeah, I understand, easy, but no, I do appreciate you checking to see what the current viewing numbers and reporting that on Twitch. And so, yeah, this is a hangout day for me with you guys. And with somebody like Michael Fox, who's been a very long time viewer, and I believe also player of Third Reich events, if I'm not mistaken, comes and asks a philosophical question. I do want to address that, even though that isn't the main focus of the day. Because it's a chance that he gets to ask me ask me a question, and I can respond live and not just a short typed answer.
Yeah, I got a feeling because there has been I don't know if you watch Metatron.
I've seen some of his stuff. Most of the stuff I saw was dealing with like Rome and Greece and whatnot. But
Yeah. He did a video on if fascism was
I've seen that come up my feed. I have not watched it, but yes.
Yeah, I also haven't really watched it because well, it's more kind of an avoidance on my part because, well, I don't want to have quite an
Tank
answer
spotted over there.
for that
On the-
question because of my
Right. Well, yeah.
ideas.
Here is the reason the left wants to call both fascism and National Socialism right wing, is they want to disown it because it both of them come out of a socialist perspective, and
That's interesting.
they're both seen as taboo in modern politics, and they want to use that to label their enemies. If you look at the American Democratic Party, it is much more closer to fascism than the Republican parties have ever been on any of the philosophical or practical sort of base of there you are. Oh, and I died. Than the Republican Party. Republican Party has always been, and it was very
Gamer,
much
where was
started.
he?
My barrel's pointing straight at him in the town. Is the one that killed me. There's two. There's another one right next to him. Two Hungarian things with all the cage armor on them.
You mean?
There's a
Yeah,
South African.
yeah. Turan, yeah.
a-
But they have the caged armor all over them.
Oh yeah. There's
marked
Yasavark
him.
is moving.
try and
moving
try and
across.
kill it. Try and kill. If not, I'll try and get him.
I can't kill it.
I can get a good shot
there.
on him.
He's there.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with him. He's in your area now. I need to deal with these other tanks right now.
There's a Turan there.
Yeah,
He's
dead.
dead.
Fritz dieser Bild?
Or is it Turan or Turian?
Turan.
Turan.
I don't,
Okay,
Turan.
I don't know what that was, but that's a Churchill somewhere.
It's Hungarian.
He's on the
Yeah.
point, Jan. He's driving towards you from the buildings of Sea Point.
I'm looking, but I don't have any visual.
Yeah, I know. Just warning you. Just be careful where you.
Yeah, thanks for the warning.
You can look at the building One Rockefeller Center, One Rockefeller Plaza. It was the building built by Rockefeller, and it is covered in fascist symbols. And it's structural, and a lot of them are very structurally put in there, so they haven't been removed, because it was made in the early 20s, late 30s. It's a big building, and so we can see here, and he was a Democrat, and we can see here their early light of fascism, because it was seen correctly as a sensible alternative to various socialist, or
Movement.
or sensible socialism, maybe. Maybe alternative is not, but the right term. But
I'm going for the C point.
and so that was not successful. Reload.
If you can just get onto the point, Jan,
That was successful.
that'll do a lot.
Yeah,
That'll
but
stall the points. That'll stall the points.
I'm
think-
really
I think you can-
concerned about that
Churchill? Well, then go
Yeah.
with me. I'm going right now.
Gamer, I think you can call it more controlled socialism.
Yeah.
Disciplined socialism.
Well,
and,
you're right.
and
It's
defined
difficult.
to your own people. Like, don't
Well,
Right.
do it for the
but
world, do it for your own people.
but
Oh,
what
boy.
it does have,
where?
fascism
34.
particularly,
He's on,
Oh.
yeah, he-
is a
he's on my back.
hierarchical socialism, meaning it is socialism.
Don't peek
But
it
they
though, don't peek it,
recognize
don't peek it.
hierarchies instead of making everybody equal. Some people that are going to be more successful, they'll get a cool sports car, but everybody can have
Yeah.
a cheap car at least, kind of
Nice
thing.
fits.
Yeah.
And so and it is maybe in a good way to call it would be second wave socialism. First wave.
Oh God, no.
First wave, you have, Marx with communism, socialism. That's first wave, Marxist-Leninism. And second wave is Mussolini and Hitler you're criticizing socialism, but coming out of the sort of, use the modern term, a vibe of it. But how do we make it better? How do we make socialism actually work?
Yes, I know.
And so, let's see. That's a bomb. How close are they to me? Not close enough.
There's a Swedish PKV watching
you
me.
got my-
It's that fucking. The one
Where
thing
is
I
he?
was worried about.
There's another plane to your
Where is he?
He's going towards C. He has his
Coming
sights.
for me. No, for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that Churchill just killed the Dicker Max as well. I think I
Yeah.
see him, or I see. I don't know
Good
what
bomb.
that is.
Uh,
I think
Last
it's
time
like
I got
some
at
sort
least
of
two of them.
armored car. I've not seen that before. I think it's an Italian, just a big truck with a big case or turret on it. I've not
Eh.
seen that before.
And like I say, to an extent, all societies have a collectivist element because they have to get along and work together. There's going to always be like a need for common defense. So basically all societies recognize the ability to draft people, and whether that's draft people into the army, draft people to be workers, that type of thing. But the society agrees upon that they're going to draft people and whatnot. So even the most liberal society believes it. It's just it comes down to a degree and how much collectivist do you want to be? Because you can look at an Asian society; they are inherently much more collectivist than a Western society. Whether you see, you can look at something like, we'll just stick with Mao's communism, and with the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, that is much more collectivist than Lenin's or Stalin's society. So how important is the individual?
Then would you say that this is what we're now experiencing is third or fourth way socialism then?
Okay, well, what I think in most severe damage, and definitely in
Nice.
America, and mostly in Europe, I would argue, the left side or center left of most of the political spectrums are what I would call progressives. Progressives and the other alternative to a progressive is a revolutionary. So a progressive believes in the starting is that Marx is essentially correct in the end goal, but society isn't ready, and we shouldn't, and it's a bad thing to have a revolution and kill all the disagreeing people. It's not the way to do it, because it is not just best but proper to develop a consensus. They believe that man is perfectible, man is changeable, to the point to making the new man. So instead of going around and killing all of the old men or the old believers of men, and then just coming out with the children that have been turned into, brainwashed or re-educated into being, the new type. Um, you know, we should do it in stages. And how long is that going to take? Well, as long as it takes to change society through consensus, so that you would never have the need to violently go after anybody, because the last 5%, 10%, they'll just end up having to go along with the new society. Now, I do think most of these progressives, like people like Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, people like Macron of France, I don't
I
think
consider
they're
them all as puppets, not as progressive.
well. I think they're progressive. I think that they see themselves progressing into something new, and I think they. I don't think that they're trying to install Marx's vision. I think it is it's a utopianism. It's a well-meaning fascism, I think, is what they are. But they can't say it because that term has been demonized. But I think that they people out there to give it to. They've got to remodel society. So yeah, you can stay wealthy, but we can take 70%, 80%. Well, yeah, you got $5 billion. Yeah, we'll take a bunch of your money every year, whatever it is, and they're going to create a socialistic, not necessarily socialism like we think of it, but a socialistic society that is very paternalistic, or maybe even more maternalistic, meaning female based.
Being
And
more female based, but
yeah, and and that they know better. They're better elite. They're the elite, that they're educated. They know better. They're gonna do this, and it is going to be, most of the people will, the middle class will wither and die. Most of the people will just be, they'll either take the, robot taxi, or the other public transportation. They'll go to their little job. They'll do their little whatever it is. They'll have an apartment or a house in the country if they're a country worker, but it'll be a minimal little thing. They'll all just they'll all have their own computer. They'll have a basically minimally decent materialistic life, but most everyone will be the same. There'll be very little middle class. There'll be very little elite, but they'll exist, and that's just the way it's going to be. And they think that they're well-meaning, and they're doing this, but they're going to reimagine society into this thing. That's a progressive. So it definitely comes out of Marxistic roots, but it isn't necessarily classical communism for a lot of these people. Oh, I'm sure that there are some that are classical communists, but I don't think that is what most of them are.
yeah.
LBJ's Great Society. Well, that was, that is part of the thought process within his Great Society. Now, his Great Society turned out to be a complete and total disaster. I saw, and I don't spell well, so I didn't quite get it, just because it's more my handicap. But I didn't quite get it at first. But somebody had a sign that said something about don't spread communism, blah blah blah. But they misspelled the word spread. They use a different spelling there. And whatever. And the commenter was, and these people want to get rid of the Department of Education. Face plant. It's the fucking Department of Education that has failed to educate the people. So it's not that it's not that these people are so dumb they want to get rid of the Department of Education. It's these people have the Department of Education. We're talking about the federal Department of Education here in America, and I want to get rid of it. And that was part of the Great Society. Is that we have seen since the creation of the Department of Education continually falling standards of education. Now, you might argue, well, they would be much worse if we didn't have the Department of Education. No, it wouldn't be. Well, don't you want to spend all that money on education? Actually, well, I don't know if I want to spend all that money that I have it on education, but I would rather have it spent on education than spent on the Department of Education. So that, we could in America give all that money out to each state, divided by like number of students in the state, and just give the money to the state. You don't need a department. You just hand checks over or whatever to each, the state governments to be used for education within that state, and then that state figures out how they want to use it. So the Great Society education system doesn't work. The Great Society is what promoted. Let's, hey, mothers, that don't have jobs, or mothers without husbands. Well, they can't have jobs because they need to look after their kids. So we will give them government aid. Well, the negative part of all that is, well, now if a couple has a baby, well, if they get married, well, if the guy makes a okayish, low level but okayish money, well, that doesn't qualify them for government support. But if she stays single, well, then she'll get government support and he will still have his job, and they can pool that money. So it encourages not getting married, and it also encourages, well, hey, if I don't like what my husband said to me today, I can just get a divorce and the government's going to support me. So it's no longer, am I being abused? Is this a terrible relationship? No, it is, and it's sort of, the perfection is the enemy of the good. Is my marriage perfect? Is it as good as it is on television? Well, no. Well, I want a divorce now because I don't need you. I can just do it on my own because the government will give you money, or give me money. And so that's encouraged more divorces. I am absolutely sure.
I agree with you, but it's also the idea of a perfect marriage is slowly rising. If you kind of understand, the expectations are rising.
Well, the expectations have been rising. And the expectations are partially due to media, television. You got a guy on you, sort of, Fritz or something. No, maybe he's pulled off now. Oh, he died. Okay.
There were two guys there. But...
Yeah. And so, what does someone expect marriage to be like? And TV often makes it seem ideal. And so, if you don't match up to the ideal, there must be something wrong. Let's get out of this.
I think it was The Office, but one of the jokes was that that a person didn't really like horror movies, and the middle and the late stages of the horror movies, but they like the ending or the start of it because it showed a perfect family.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It got one hit off.
right.
but-
And that's all coming out of the Great Society. So the Great Society, you know, has done a lot of damage to society. You know, do we want single mothers? You know, do we want the ability for women to be able to be single and have a child? Meaning, like, if they're in a truly abusive relationship, do we want them to be able to leave that abusive relationship and be able to survive? Yes. If a woman gets pregnant and there's no identifiable man, do we want that child to be raised in extreme poverty? No, we don't. You know, so how do we do this? How do we have this set up so that we reduce, not never eliminate, but reduce the negative consequences and promote the positive consequences of these programs? And that's
I think you could fix a lot of these problems with making these anti-baby pills illegal.
well,
Yeah, no
Okay,
one
well,
could
okay,
spread their
well-
legs just.
well,
That
yeah,
is-
I
they
hear
do
you,
these
but you
things.
also make condoms illegal.
Yes, all of it.
Okay, well, see, yeah, okay, I would disagree because
Yeah.
I'm more for personal liberty. Yes, we are having a population problem. I'm not
Yeah,
going
and
to.
it's a stupidity problem because a lot of women are stupid. They want abortions, but they cannot keep their legs together. You know.
Right. But I don't think that's the issue because you know, you can talk about the stupidity problem. Yes, they can't keep their legs together. That's fine, but you know, you can have birth control pills that would eliminate the need for abortions if they were all taking birth control pills. And this is what
would have to be mandatory, and you cannot do that. Like,
well
it's
again
horrible.
well look at Fritz, especially out here in the western part of the United States, but I'd say the United States in general, we've had a radical during my lifetime reduction in smoking. It is
Good.
that it is hugely down, and yeah, there are some of its regulations in that places like restaurants are now in most office business type spaces you cannot smoke. But a lot of it has just been education of children into, scaring them into not smoking, the health risk.
So the Department of Education does actually something good.
Well, I don't know that was the Department of Education. That's education.
That's
I
the
don't.
point. What is the Department of Education doing, and what isn't the?
Okay.
Department.
Here's what the Department of Education is doing. And this is just a general broad picture, so I don't know the details. What they do is they say, here, you must teach pro-gay stuff. If you're not, you don't get any money to whatever school department, whatever state. They set standards of one sort or another, and then use money to get different agencies to comply to the standard. That's how they function. So you could say, screw you, we're doing our own thing, but you won't get any federal money. So the Department of Education is simply to control the different states' education, so that Texas has the same type of education that California has, instead of having conservative education in Texas and liberal education in California. It's a central control agency, not a really something to help out with education, standards. But an education, I also, not even so much referring to school, but I mean like in TV ads and whatnot that try to scare kids off of smoking. And so if we can voluntarily reduce smoking, I'm all for it. I'm not all for all these anti-smoking regulations. So I, you know, I think what it needs to come down to is societal pressures. I think whenever you are resorting to a law for, especially, and here's one thing I found out that may or may not be true, but supposedly for with women's birth control pills, it affects their hormone and as the nature of how it functions. But when they go off of it, their views change. So what was attractive to them when they're on it, as in a mate, can be different from when they're off of it. So if they were on it, they meet you when they're on, um,
Where do we go?
birth control. I'm going behind A. Um, so and then if you decide, oh, we want to have a baby, the couple, she goes off her pills, she may start or stop liking her husband because of a hormone or whatever brain changes and what she wants. So I don't know if this is true or not. It's something I heard on the interwebs. So
It is kind of true, yes.
and so
You have experience?
and so if we're looking at something like banning condoms, I'm going, no, that's just too so we can talk about abortion as being killing someone. That's a different issue. But if we're looking at
and
something,
it wouldn't work anyway. You cannot ban condoms.
Right.
There would be a black market
Right.
for the pills
But
and so
so-
on.
Yeah, but
so-
would it been
so-
for abortions? So-
well, but you
Yeah,
can
but an abortion is much more complicated than
much more complicated. You need to have a doctor. You don't ever go after the person getting the abortion. You go after the doctors performing it, legally speaking. But so let's stay away from the abortion issue because again, there's another life there involved. Something like the condom. So whenever you resort to laws, I think you're already failing as a society. You need to make it so that not that women or men don't have um, sex on their own or without having the idea of getting pregnant. You just make it, oh, you haven't had a
my
child
God,
yet? You aren't married yet? You make it societally
Shameful.
more pressure, shall we say. It doesn't have to be shame, but it's just like,
There are 6 tanks over here.
okay,
Yes, and I don't care.
dropping artillery. And so you give society pressures to get more kids, as opposed to legal pressures to either encourage or legal pressures against
They're
discouraging.
rushing me now here.
And so that is the way I think it should work. And I put artillery in front of Fritz. Hopefully it'll get some of those tanks. I'm hitting somebody with my artillery. And that is the way, like I say, it should be done. Not through legality
What is that
means.
gamer?
Sherman.
Right,
Dead.
good idea.
Sherman and
Behind
dead.
me. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're getting
I
swamped.
killed 2 of them, but there are 3 at my house.
There's a guy. Oh shit! I'm getting
Oh,
shot.
where? Yeah,
All
I
around.
see one of them, and okay, I see the
I
other
wouldn't
one.
come up to where my body is.
Bomb those fuckers.
Hey, my gun barrel. Yeah, I'm dead.
Let's see what ZZ says. But there's an argument that the damage from secondhand smoke is infringing on someone else's freedom to not want to be exposed to potentially damaging health. Absolutely. That is a very significant argument about secondhand smoke.
You could go a little bit air, but I don't know.
I'm going anti-air, but
Oh my.
Oh, you're getting
Okay,
Intercepted.
how much
I was there
regulation
already.
in business?
Gamer behind me.
Yeah,
Gamer
yeah,
behind me.
yeah. I'm trying to. He's gonna drop bombs on me or
I.
whatever and blow me up.
Oh, he just survived.
I got blown up. I'll come back.
He
in
got
again.
he got some 50 cal in him.
Why shouldn't I be able to have a restaurant for smokers? Smoking,
Because that is mid.
smoking is encouraged here. Come in,
Uh,
enjoy a cigarette while you have this very fine food. That
There's
once you
a
have a
seaplane.
once
Oh, never
you
mind. It's killed.
once you have a cigarette, you now don't taste the food really. So we just tell you it's good. So why can't you do that? Why can't you have a business? Yeah, I think it's terrible that they discriminate based on like race for business. But what if I just want to hire my own family at my business? Why should I be enforced to hire? Um,
Other people instead of my family.
right.
There's a T-34
Yes.
right there.
And maybe
Got him.
my family isn't just my nuclear family, meaning my wife and children, or my parents, or whatever. Maybe it's like the Scottish scent, my clan. There might be 10,000 people in that clan.
You should be allowed to hire everyone you want.
Right. And maybe I define the family as the people of Scotland. So it's not even them damn dirtish Englishmen. It's let alone effing
Yes.
Germans. It's just
Of
Scottish
course.
people.
Yes.
And it may not. Oh, but you say that's racist. Well,
We should probably spread out, Fritz.
maybe because
What?
within the Scottish or
Spread
clan
out.
sense, you can
Nice.
marry somebody else. So
I got his gun.
although you're
Barrel.
only going after people married, but by that means there may be somebody who is black, but they married into the family, so they're part of the clan. So it isn't necessarily.
He's dead. Yes.
There's air.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know.
shoot the air. And so, yeah, but yes, I also don't like the idea, unless you have a defined idea, like somebody wanting to just, hire their family or something. I don't like the idea
That's a car.
of discrimination. So again, would not have worked in the South back in the '60s, of course, but the way it should be handled is, well, you don't do business with companies that you don't like their policies, kind of thing, and they would either go out of business or stay in
don't
business.
watch Disney if you don't support it. Right?
Right, and so that's something that's now
Just pirated.
that's
That's a joke.
oh, why was that a joke?
KV1,
Wow.
please shoot the KV1.
And just pirate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
Just before.
so the idea, what should be handled by laws and what should be handled by societal pressures, comes down to some of the liberty element. So smoking, yes, I get that. Now where, if
Oh my God! Behind me, from behind.
he's dead. He's dead. He was
No,
going in.
there's still one behind me.
Oh, Tank. I thought you were talking about the aircraft.
Is he right behind you?
Looks, yeah,
Or-
right behind me. A BT.
Oh, it's a. Yeah, it's a BT. Come on.
BT7.
We could.
Yeah,
we could,
I got him.
we could easily say something, well, like the recirculated air on an airplane is why we ban all smoking on it, because again, recirculation, you can't just have like a smoking section and a non-smoking section. Well, what if I wanted to have an airline for smokers? I mean, I think it would be silly. I don't think it would make money because I think there's fewer and fewer smokers and there's not enough of them that would make that profitable.
Air damage. Got him. Got that jack.
And I wonder, would people be willing to spend Nah, not double for sure, but let's say 5% more to be on an airline that smoking is banned versus on an airline where smoking is to be allowed.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. People are very price sensitive on things. But it is an interesting question in my mind. And so that you could... Would smokers be willing to pay 30% more just to be able to smoke on an airplane? Hello, Sealin. How you doing? I'm doing very well. I'm actually shooting down a lot of aircraft. Not that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of aircraft, yeah.
I've got a few of them here so far. Let's see.
Trying to
Yep, another hit.
capture Darwin.
He's on fire. Or he might crash. I don't know. That's just wasting ammo there, but whatever. Dropping artillery on A. Somebody out there. Enemy. Good to hear. Sealing.
Oh, come on. Uh-huh. It's a lot of that's an AA gun, but
Reloaded.
Oh, fuck.
Downloaded.
There's an M4. It's a Charlie.
Well, right now I know we only have 3 people, but I think we're going to end this after this mission here. Sealand, we normally play on Sundays. You can come back and join us next Sunday. We normally start about 3 hours before this time.
Yeah.
So, wherever you are in the world. Where?
Hello. It was Josh.
Hey, Werewolf Man.
Hey, Josh.
We normally play on Sundays. We normally start 3 hours before this time, and I think we're going to be ending after this mission, so no new joining right now. But come back next Sunday if you want.
I totally forgot that you were there, Eric.
Eric stopped playing, so yeah.
Yeah, I do have 10, but no, he went down that
Nice.
silo. Oh, you killed that M16. Nice.
Great, Sealand, please do. We definitely get in first timers at least a mission or 2.
I mean, it kind of depends on how they're feeling, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do include.
Because we want to grow the community here.
Hey, you got a new subscriber.
Right.
You're growing.
I'm growing. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the stream. I'm gonna... not right away, but sometime I'm gonna test all this out. Get on without going through Restream. Get on to YouTube and Twitch just for test streams. They'll be labeled as such, I'm sure. And see what's up. Watch it. Watch it back. So I was watching for a while back the stream, and it was flowing okay mostly. Then it would sort of flicker, meaning just sort of jump a bit, and then it would flow again. And it wasn't just because I was still on the screen here. I mean, it was when I'm moving, it would start to jump.
There's a KV1.
I don't know what the issues are.
That's a KV2.
Oh yes, KV2. Sorry.
Not a
The big
KV1.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Stalin's fridge.
Yes.
Yes, it is Bones fridge.
Well,
Should
I want to
cook.
thank everyone: Fritz, Jan, Eric, Thielen, ZZ, of course, Werewolf Man for showing up at the end here, and Sublocks and whoever else for hanging out with me today. Really appreciate it. I'll be back, should be next weekend for more Strategic Command.